HHI versus M0ST. I'm your caster today, Firehorse. I picked this up last minute, so I'm a little bit unprepared. I don't have any fancy animations for you today, and you probably won't hear much from me. I'll chase the action as much as I can. Hopefully we'll get a commentator pop in a little bit later, especially as the action starts. I'm expecting Laggy to pop up. He seems to pop up everywhere, so yeah, fingers crossed he'll pop in and add some lovely dulcet tones for this, what should be an exciting match. So, still waking up. Well, looks like we've got 4 most, so this can start a match. We're starting. Woohoo!
Prepare to start. Match starts in 3, 2, 1, go. First elimination.
Hello, yeah, there's another match happening right now, so I'll just be switching between both of those casts like I usually do. I'm honestly considering just making like 2 laggy accounts so I can just be in 2 channels, 2 casts at the same time. But honestly, I feel like it's a bit more fun just switching in between. So yeah, this is a 4v4 between HHI and M0ST, and honestly, because it is a 4v4, it's going to change the team dynamic a little bit, in my opinion. Again, you could just play it off as just 5v5, but slightly less so, but it does make a little bit of a difference with the strategies that teams like to employ most of the time, because you usually want to apply a role to each member on the team. So making it a 4v4 is going to make this match a little bit more interesting to watch, and it is definitely going to be unique, because while having a 4v4 is a little bit unfortunate because you can't support like 10 players in a single match, it's a little bit more entertaining to watch because it's not usually something you see every day per se, although it does happen quite often. So yeah, this should be pretty interesting to watch, because yeah, I feel like Kanan's really heavy on having people just, how do I say this? I feel like Kanan's just really heavy on just having people carry their own weight in terms of like keeping to their role, like having explosives and having people push up, that kind of thing. And honestly, it looks like so far so good, to be honest, for both teams, regardless of KD, because they're around 2 minutes in, which is a little bit rough for time because they're only just about to get to that curve, which is really hard to push through especially. So I'm hoping to see that M0ST is going to be making a little bit of an effort to push up as a group, so it looks like we have a little bit of a pair here going. Okay, yep, they see the rockets. Trying to take a little bit more of a farther approach. Okay. So yeah, good work to HHI's rockets. They're just at a distance right now, it seems. Good hit by Dark Ghost, going for a disruption, but he gets taken up by J Rider. Nice. Okay, they have nearly a minute and a half. I feel like they do have a chance though, because there is only 4 players, so the defense is a little bit softer. So they might have a chance. But that's if they make an effort to coordinate a little bit more and try to get rid of those rockets, because they really do get in the way. But yeah, it's like I said earlier, you have a pretty decent chance of going because that was a very big push just now with only a single person. Then again, I can only imagine it is a little bit stressful to see the counter just go down as you're just fucking up each push as you try to go. Trickling isn't the best idea, so they really do. At the very least, they should try to go in pairs. Usually, a group of 3 or 4 would be more optimal, but if they really can't, you just have to go in pairs at that point. But yeah, looks like they have. HHI's been doing pretty good at pushing them away. Okay, yep, it's just him left. They're pushing the card again. And yeah, that's checkpoint. Okay, so they hit checkpoint around 6 minutes in, and they barely had enough time. So now blue team really has to get moving. They should probably double or maybe even triple stack it. But yeah, I doubt HHI is going to be wasting any time to get to that card as fast as they can. So at this point, I think most should actually quite literally just push up to the enemy spawn to stop them. Or at least provide some extra coverage on what HHI is going to do next. I feel like that's something that I usually don't mention too much about Disruption, because in my opinion, Disruption is not only just, well, disruption, but it gives more coverage on the map as you're having someone just going to their spawn. So you might notice a thing or two about where they're going to be attacking next. But yeah, 5 minutes, it really is a rough time window because they barely hit that checkpoint in terms of time, but they can push it if they keep a very consistent pace throughout this entire part of the map. Hopefully, I was about to make a prediction on time, but I don't know shit about how much time they want when they have to go to that little gauntlet area near the goal. So we'll just see how far they can get. Yeah, definitely push the cart. Looks like they forgot about it momentarily. But yeah, honestly, 5 minutes in, both teams, I think it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that they aren't necessarily at odds with each other. I think it's pretty balanced looking so far. So it's up to both teams to see which one will pull it out in this round. So yeah, again, they don't have too much time to get to the goal, but with the pace that they've been going at, they just might have a chance. So HHI has to pick things up a little bit, to be honest. They got to get the rockets going, especially because you're heading to that rafter area. It is a little bit tight to aim through, but you can definitely get a rocket in through those rafters if possible through the skybox. Skybox. I don't know. I'm talking about like the little high spot. People call it attic or something. I used to call it skybox when I still played. Looking back, it is a pretty weird name. I don't know what else to call it. But yeah, it looks like they're pushing through that rafter. wait, what was that?
I said it's the attic. Everyone knows it's
The attic? Alright then, I'll call it the attic then. No, it's the basement, I think. But yeah, so far so good. Alright, gonna switch casts again. I'll be back in a bit, and good luck to both teams.
no worries.
I'll be back.
Okay.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Overtime. Red team wins.
Solid effort, 84.
Switching sides. Prepare to start. Match starts in 3, 2, 1, go. First elimination.
Alright, we brought back up. Yes, welcome back. Did you adjust the what's it called, the commentating volume a little bit?
No. Oh, hang on.
Oh no, it might be a little bit quiet apparently because I saw Maverick in chat just now.
Yeah, you're up max volume. I can't go any louder. I can reduce the volume of everything else.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, match already finished. That's why me and .com are here now. It was pretty entertaining. Feel free to watch the archive of that once it comes up to chat. But yeah, here we go. So it looks like last round. Okay, yeah, it looks like last round most didn't exactly get to the goal, but they got relatively close with 84%. So HHI does have a bit of a way to go, and there's Stonebread with the classic sniper and shield. I know at one point I used to use that, and it is definitely an acquired strategy for sure. It's always entertaining to see that loadout, especially when it pops off. It's a very, very niche loadout per se. It's difficult to work with, and it's pretty difficult to master. I tried it at one point in like season 1, I think, but I couldn't pick it up very well. I was pretty okay with it, but never mind. This isn't about me. I'm very sorry. So anyway, HHI is pushing right now. It looks like they had one on the cart for a second. So I think it just goes to show M0ST is doing a pretty okay job at defending too. And that's also considering how they don't have a lot of numbers on their team. So yeah, 4 minutes. They're going around that little curve now, which is a lot better of a pace that the previous team had on the previous push. So far so good for HHI. Alright, but yeah, so they should probably set up rockets if possible, and they are doing that now. Nice.
It's J-Rider with the rockets.
Alright, alright.
Oh. You're going back, but leaving the card. And
Yeah, Dark Ghost has always been very good with the 1v1s for all the times that I've seen him play. So I'm not very surprised by this performance.
Oh, he got like a quad kill.
Yeah. Okay, looks like looks like HHI is just about to hit checkpoint. Chances are pretty slim for them to be stopped before anyway.
Oh,
It is checkpoint. They have 8 minutes, which is a pretty regular amount of time to go for the goal. So again, just the main thing you want to do is to just have some people push up and just try to get at least 2 or 3 people on that cart. Then again, that tactic's going to be bent a little bit because there is 4 people, but they can still pull it off.
Attack, that's...
And yeah,
Clear
8 minutes past 84%, that's honestly more than enough time for HHI in my opinion. So yeah, the iffy part about defending this side as red team, especially after changing spawns, is that blue has spawn advantage again, and when you kill a blue person while you're there, it's only going to be a matter of time before you die next. So you really do just have to do your best to relocate as you're killing the blue people while they're still trying to push the cart in the beginning part of the second area. It's really fun to disrupt there for that reason because it's a little bit exhilarating per se. All right, but anyway, they're going to be approaching the rafters now. So yeah, so far so good. So yeah, most would probably benefit from setting up heavies once you're going to that uphill slope area. But honestly, they're having plenty of success just having forwarded positions with just the pistols. Alright, going to this health room, he's waiting for him. I think, yeah, they both know that they're there. Yep, Dark Ghost got him. Good work.
They're gonna push up.
But yeah, Dark Ghost is not pulling back any punches. Wow, fantastic. So,
Wow.
usually when you'd approach the spawn as quickly as that, you really do want to be as fast as you can, because your dash trails are significantly slow to disappear. So that was a very risky move by Dark Ghost, but there was plenty of value out of it since he got 2 picks. And at this point, they're practically past the rafters, and they haven't even had a chance to set up proper explosives either. So that was really good. That's what I like to see, is how just seeing a single run with disruption, just even a decent one that gets like 2 kills or so, and how much of an impact it had on the objective that Blue was trying to pursue. And they're literally right there. They have 6 minutes left to go to 84%, and that's more than enough time in my opinion, and they do have a lot of chances of doing so. So at this point, most should probably try to do their best to hold them back for as long as possible, to just keep them away from the goal, so that they would get less points, I guess. And yeah, they should definitely get the rocket set up too.
SMGs.
Yeah, Dark Ghost with SMGs. I do recall Dark Ghost did use SMGs quite a bit a while back, and
HHI beats most.
okay, so now at this point they should just go for the goal, while Mo should just be trying to stop them for as long as they can. But yeah, HHI has them in a bit of a chokehold here. Yep. Again, though, I know that I don't sound particularly impressed at the moment. It's just like, I don't really see the point in just saying what's already there. They're saying a lot of things just by how they're performing. It's not like I'm just gonna be watching them and just be like, oh, Dark Ghost has dual SMGs, that's cool. He has a gun.
Right.
I said that on the previous cast, I'm sorry. But yeah, they're practically there. Oh shit, that was pretty good actually. But yeah, this is a pretty standard hold for just the end part of the area. Yeah, looks like they noticed that guy on the rail. The rails are a pretty important spot to cover and control for both red and blue, because it just provides a very wide angle of the entire endgame area. So yeah, they are trickling a little bit, but probably this time they're going to make a little bit of an effort to push up as a group now, at least in pairs. Looks like they did make an attempt just now, but they were both taken out, so good work from red team.
Team is...
But yeah, they are pushing through that attic too. Pushing through main rail, have a rocket on that attic too. Yeah, they had 2 people place themselves up from a farther distance and began firing away from there, while the rest pushed up directly. So that was a pretty good group push by HHI that led them to the goal with 3 minutes and 50. So that's honestly a pretty decent push. So good work to both teams. That was pretty alright. And I hope to see what's in store for the next map. So yeah, .com, feel free to read out the stats if you'd like.
We got top on moves with J Rider 68 and 68, 1 KD, and Dark Ghost with 80, 88 and 50. 9,400 points. Jeez. That's a lot. Payloads feel like payloads are harder to get a lot of points. Because on Domination, the button just easy to get so many points so quickly.
I've got the wrong logo up there for some reason. Doing a sync logo, not a match logo. Sorry about that.
You want to see that? It's like,
Alright, so, well, yeah, hello, I'm back. As much as I would love to make a joke about how domination is just about the power of friendship, I do want to emphasize how a map like Waterway, I'm going to assume they're going to be playing Waterway, it really is emphasized on just keeping a proper pace with the enemy team and making sure that you don't mess something up and leave your team vulnerable to a countdown. So that is going to be very interesting to see, and just seeing how it's going to be like, especially when there's less players on the field. I doubt it's going to make too much of a difference per se, but it's definitely going to be something. Especially with, I really don't like taking performances from a previous map and applying it to Waterway, because Payload and Domination are completely different modes. We've seen time and time again how we've seen a one-sided Payload, and then we saw a Domination that lasted for so freaking long. But yeah, with like 1v1 capability, just consistency as a team, all those things factor into how a map like Domination is going to go down. And in my opinion, it really does just come down to just keeping a proper consistency going, trusting your teammates, and just doing your best, because if a map like Waterway goes for a lot longer than it usually would otherwise, then it's only inevitable for Team Rally to go down, which is a little bit rough because people are going to get a little bit more exhausted if they're going to be constantly fighting for counters. So while it might be fun for us to watch, it's not going to be very fun for them. And here is the opening push for Waterway, arguably just the most important part of any domination map. So Maverick is going straight for the enemy base. I know that he is very quick if he really is just allowed to just run amok, but they also forgot their base.
All three matches I watched today, at least one team forgot their base.
So by this point, you probably imagine right now, they're probably yelling at each other, what the hell are you doing? Who the hell forgot our own home base? And to go for it. So yeah, that could have been a score for HHI if they weren't so goddamn aggressive. But yeah, that is just the kind of, that is just the exact kind of thing to look out for in a Waterway map, is to just make sure that you have your priorities straight. So yeah, opening pushes, if HHI captured their own base, that might have just been an immediate score, but they didn't. So at this point, M0ST does have a chance at holding them back and just keeping at odds with them. So yeah. Because yeah, as you can see, the KDs rarely mean anything on a Dom map because all you really have to do to win the map, it's really simple. All you have to do is push a button. So I don't really care too much about numbers on this map especially. No matter how disgusting they might be. Dark Ghost.
Into
Red takes C. Blue takes C. Red takes C. Red takes A.
Yeah, on domination, if you let someone that's accomplished, or not accomplished, I guess distinguished, I don't know a word, just like if they're skilled with a loadout like the shotgun and the revolver, it's gonna be quite a bit of a pain in the ass to go for them. While it is pretty simple, you just have to go aiming at their feet, it's a little bit rough because they're constantly moving around. So they have a lot of survivability if they know how to handle that shield. So that's why loadouts like shotgun and shield or shotgun and sniper, if the player's good at it, they're a force to be reckoned with. Especially when they're accompanied by another player that has dual pistols on the ground. So that's two people in the red base holding it down. And Dark Ghost did leave the base to go for B, which usually it would work sometimes, but I would have just full on stayed. But looks like they got the countdown because that is indeed a team wipe. But yeah, most of the time I usually wouldn't get out of my way to just rush out of the enemy base to go back for B. I would just trust that to another teammate just to make sure, yeah, that's just basically trusting that someone else would go for B. So there's that. But again, they forgot their base because they're really caught up in just trying to go for pushes as quickly as they can.
oh, they got it.
Up, they got it. So now it looks like there's Geo with double shotguns. See, having double shotguns at the base for defense is an invaluable asset, but you still do want to leave your base if possible. And rushing out with dual shotguns is going to be a little terrifying because with how Waterway is, as you're pushing, you're guaranteed to go into a long-range encounter when you're going on those rails. And shotguns isn't always the best choice to have. That's a countdown by red team. That's a counter at C. But yeah, notice how the lack of 5th players on both teams just makes this, just changes the dynamic a little bit. It seems a lot less crowded in B, especially because there's not too many people pushing there. Because as a result, not having a 5th player is going to make both teams very fragile in terms of defense. So honestly, if anything, despite HHI having a point, they might be treading on thin ice themselves. It is very easy to be aggressive for a majority of the map, only to have the tables turned on you when you mess up, just for a second. Sometimes there's just very little margin of error. So, yeah. Gonna hope that he got him. Alright, bet he's pushing up with shotgun and pistol. That's a countdown from blue team. Really do want to go for their... Okay, yeah. Wow. he might not have been able to counter that if it weren't for whoever it went to be. So yeah, that's another example right there of just trust in teammates, because he did attempt. It did seem that he attempted to turn around and counter at B, but he just kept on going to their base. So that was a pretty good demonstration of trust. But either way, HHI now has a second point. Let's see how this opening push goes.
Blue takes B. Red takes A. Red takes B.
Damn, can you guys just get your base? This is...
Blue takes B. Blue takes
But yeah, I feel like what HHI is doing here is that they're just very much so demonstrating just their prowess in just consistency, mostly. Because of how all of these players are just contributing with each other, and it's just like having puzzle pieces fall together in just the right spots. There's Stonebread sniping. I can imagine he's probably going to end up pushing up sooner or later. But yeah, because he tagged him once with the sniper shot, he's low, and it's dangerous for him to push out. Having a good sniper, if they're whether they're pistol sniping or hitting with just the revolver, they do not want to be they don't really want to be ignored per se, because they make pushing to be a lot more painful. You either have to just full on push up by taking a little bit more of a roundabout route. It takes a bit longer, but at least you're slightly safer that way. Or just full on pull out another sniper of your own and just have them one-v with each other. That's always a cool way to go with it. But yeah, M0ST has been doing an okay job for the most part in terms of trying to fend off HHI's aggression. But it looks like they have another countdown now with 3 people up. Maverick got a countdown to be headed straight to the enemy base. Hopefully there's another HHI member there later on. And yep, looks like that's the case. And yeah, there it is. Everyone is holding down their own spots on the map. The puzzle pieces are falling together. And they still managed, and M0ST still managed to defend it. And here it comes again. There's 2 people alive. That's a counter. Not a counter? I was gonna say that was a butthole. Okay, yeah. But, wow. HHI wins that one. So, a pretty impressive showing by both teams, honestly. M0ST was doing a pretty decent job at fending off HHI, and HHI was doing a very good job at staying consistently aggressive. So, for scores, we have J-Rider top dasher for M0ST with 14 kills and 23 deaths with a score of 4,468. And then we have Dark Ghost with 36 kills and 9 deaths with 7,206. Usually, I wouldn't care too much about numbers on a map like this, but because it's just so incredibly fragile because there's less players, that is something to, applaud to. So yeah, good work to both teams. That was thoroughly entertaining to watch. And yeah, looks like HHI takes this match. Pretty impressive. Whew! Alright, so before I hop out now, just a few shoutouts on my end. It's gonna be the usual again. Shoutouts to clan name, team name, other Southern Cross, my international back alley night owls. Shoutouts to HHI, and shoutouts to shoutouts to both teams. Shoutouts to M0ST and HHI, and shoutouts to Final Horse for casting. And dude, like your animations are actually like great. Did I mention that yet?
No, actually, what? What did I do wrong now?
I think your animations are actually just so fucking cool to look at. They just make things feel so much more official. Like, I don't know, this might be a bit rude, but I was expecting something like bowling alley's animations. But not, it was just completely blew my expectations out of proportion. Your logos look really fucking cool, especially the animations that you do for the teams too.
In 3, 2,
Yeah, some of them coming out alright. I'm quite happy with them, I must admit.
But yeah, you're doing a lot of good things. So yeah, I think that's it. Gonna hop out now. And yeah, that was HHI versus M0ST. Thank you, chat, for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, I'm gonna hop out now for the horse. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Leggy.